Welcome. Good afternoon. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. This is episode 124, February 13th, 2020. I want to lead off with this Roger Stone thing. Oh, yeah, I'm confronted at work and said, by my leftist friend. He goes, oh, Roger Stone. Oh, Bill Barr. Oh, he needs to resign. Oh, this is it. This is it. I'm like, dude, it's like every day you come to me and you go, this is the day. Oh, yeah, the Democrats are talking impeachment over this. Oh, this is the day. Okay, what is going on? Roger Stone is this kind of funny guy who has been on and off, was working with the Trump organization, and then he has been tried and convicted of obstruction of justice and like lying under oath, okay, by the Department of Justice. The Justice Department was prosecuting this case, and then the judge, she wants to sentence this guy to 9 years in prison, okay? So this is the guy, Roger Stone is the guy where the SWAT team in the middle of the night raided his home. They had like CNN reporters there. I mean, they had their rifles drawn, assault weapons. I mean, this has just been bungled from the very beginning. And now Alan Dershowitz is speaking up, and I'm no fan of Judge Napolitano, but he is speaking up as a libertarian. And he's saying, wow, this is really unfair because this Tamika Hart, so this is this lady who she's a former Democrat Party congressional candidate, and she is like the head of, some school thing. And she comes out and tweets that she is really against this guy, and she's all excited that he is going to jail. She tweeted, ignoring the numerous indictments, guilty pleas, and convictions of people in 45's inner circle, some Republicans are asserting that the Mueller investigation was a waste of time because he wasn't found evidence. Oh, they go on and on. And so this lady was the jury foreman in this case. So now Dershowitz and Napolitano are saying, hey, this was not fair, okay? We got to retry this case. The case of Roger Stone. Oh, this is just amazing. I mean, they're freaking throwing the book at like this 72-year-old guy who's just a real dramatic kind of guy, unbelievably throwing the book at this guy for like lying under oath and obstruction of justice. I mean, wow. Donald tweeted about it. This is a horrible and very unfair situation. The real crimes were on the other side, as nothing happens to them. Cannot allow this miscarriage of justice. Okay, so William Barr is looking into this. And so, of course, Pocahontas and Richard Blumenthal, the Democrat from senator from Connecticut, they are calling on Bill Barr to resign, just like my friend. Oh, yeah, resign. Oh, God. They don't care about Roger Stone. No, they think this is all Department of Justice. This is right under Bill Barr's discretion. And who is Bill Barr's boss? Who hires him? Who fires the Department of Justice head? Oh, it's the President of the United States. Oh, this is all under Donald Trump, okay? This is totally under his purview, his powers, his Article 2 powers. Not Congress. No. We have separation of powers. The Department of Justice is under Article 2 powers, the executive branch. Oh, God. Here we go again. Look how Congress... look at the abuse of power on their side of the aisle. Oh, they're just totally involved in the Article 2 powers of the president. Oh, they just can't help themselves but boss Donald Trump around. Oh, they want to get rid of Bill Barr now. I mean, y'all, these guys will just throw anyone under the bus. I mean, look at this. Hey, look at this. Look up Tamika Hart. I mean, unbelievable. And she goes on Twitter and talks about how terrible Donald Trump is. And then she wants to throw Roger Stone in jail for basically the rest of his life for lying under oath. I mean, like, did Hillary Clinton go to jail for lying under oath? I mean, this is unbelievable. Oh, it's just in complete craziness. There's a great article in Breitbart News about this, and this is by Joel B. Pollack. This guy is just incredible. He is awesome. And the title of this, Obama intervened repeatedly in ongoing trials and investigations. So this is why they're all mad at Donald. You know, they're all mad at Bill Barr for getting involved in this trial, and they're interfering with justice. This article is great. Few of the critics who are treating President Donald Trump's comments on Roger Stone's sentencing, widely viewed as unduly harsh, as an attack on the rule of law, showed such strong concerns when then President Barack Obama weighed in repeatedly on ongoing trials or investigations. In 2015, President Obama told CBS News that former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's use of an unsecured private email server for her official communications may have been a mistake, but added, "I don't think it posed a national security problem." The New York Times reported that the FBI officials, quote, saw an instance of the president trying to influence the outcome of a continuing investigation, and not for the first time. The officials recalled Obama's comments in 2012 defending the then CIA Director David Petraeus, who was under investigation for sharing classified information with a journalist with whom he was having an affair. In 2013, a Navy judge ruled that President Obama had exerted, quote, unlawful command influence, close quote, by harsh comments about the punishment he expected the military would mete out against those accused of sexual harassment. Obama had told a press conference in 2012, quote, "We would find out somebody engaging in this. They've got to be held accountable, prosecuted, stripped of their positions, court-martialed, fired, dishonorably discharged, period," close quote. As a result, the Navy judge ruled out dishonorable discharge as a potential punishment in the ongoing cases. Later, the conviction of a Marine Staff Sergeant was thrown out because of the possible influence of Obama's words. So I'm reading on this Joel Pollack case article. Ironically, Obama's harsh language made prosecuting sexual assault more difficult, but the media did not turn his clumsy intervention into a national debate about the rule of law. There was greater controversy when President Obama weighed in on the arrest of the Harvard professor in 2009. Remember, this is right after he was president. Obama said that Cambridge, Massachusetts police acted stupidly when arresting Professor Henry Louis Gates Jr. in July of 2009. Gates had locked himself out of his home and forced the door open. A neighbor called police and a confrontation ensued after Sergeant James Crowley arrived and asked for ID. In the press conference several days later, Obama admitted he did not have all the facts, but still accused the officers of racism, placing his conduct in the context of a history of racial profiling by police. "I don't know, not having been there and not seeing all the facts, what role race played in that, but I think it's fair to say, number one of us would be pretty angry. Number two, that the Cambridge police acted stupidly in arresting somebody when there was already proof that they were in their own home. And number three, what I think we know separate and apart from this incident is that there is a long history in this country of African American and Latinos being stalked by law enforcement disproportionately. That's just a fact." Cambridge police were hurt and angered by Obama's words. In the end, tensions were smoothed over with a beer summit at the White House. Oh, yeah, remember that? Oh, yeah, Barry just rushed to judgment on that. And reading on, but it was part of a pattern of commentary and intervention that would continue for years. That pattern continued in the Trayvon Martin murder case, where Obama's comments inflamed national opinion. "Oh, that could be my son," and made it politically impossible not to prosecute George Zimmerman, who was ultimately acquitted. The culmination then, Attorney General Loretta Lynch bungling of the Clinton email investigation, where she refused to recuse herself, but which she handed over inappropriately to then FBI Director James Comey. Oh, yeah. You think there was a wink, wink, wink? Oh, yeah, Loretta Lynch said, "Oh, well, I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to let James Comey of the FBI handle this investigation." So reading on, in the Stone case, Trump called special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation a witch hunt, but did not intervene when the FBI launched a pre-dawn raid on Roger Stone with CNN cameras in tow, nor did he interfere with the prosecution or the jury, led reportedly by an anti-Trump Democrat politician, or the verdict. He criticized prosecutors for requesting a long sentence, as others did too, and he did so after the investigation that Stone was convicted of impeding had been exposed as an empty pursuit in which the FBI lied to the FISA courts. Oh yeah, so this is just so bogus. So bogus. So Roger Stone is obviously being treated unfairly, and many people are going, hey, we want another trial. What is going on here? And Donald is expressing the same kind of remorse for this and concern. And so is Bill Barr. So give me a break, you guys. Wow. You want everyone to resign. I mean, the Democrats are constantly yelling at the Republicans, resign, resign, resign. No, I'm sorry. We won. In 2016, we won the presidency. We win, you lose. Winner takes all. This continual harassment is just ridiculous. The Democrats are such sore losers. Let the Republicans govern. You guys want a chance at the presidency? Man, you got it in November. You got it. Okay, yes, you're going to lose probably, and you'll cry, you make up some excuse. You'll make up some excuse. Even Ben Shapiro, as I say, makes up excuses for Donald winning. Well, I hope the Republicans really turn out. The New Hampshire primary was amazing. We're like 120, 130,000 votes for Donald Trump there. Oh, that's great. That's way ahead of Barry in midterm election, or Bill Clinton, or George Bush. That is just awesome. It's great. So I hope the Republicans are fired up. I really think we are. Oh, hilarious that Pocahontas, she tells this story of this lady who just had $6 in her bank account. You really believe that? This is all just lies, but whatever. And that lady said that Pocahontas said that, and she gave our campaign $3. Oh, thank you. Oh, she's so greedy. Why didn't she just give that back to her? She's a multimillionaire taking $3, half of this. What is this? The widow's mite? How stupid is that? Oh, another thing is Greta Thunberg. How come she's not apologizing to us? The United States, we are leading the world in reducing CO2 emissions in 2019. Frankly, I don't think this is really a big deal. It's hard to link even carbon dioxide to climate change at all, or global warming. Very difficult to do. But whatever. Anyhow, so yes, but our air has never been cleaner, and there is less CO2 being emitted in the United States now. So, wow, where do we get credit for that? No, we're doing much better than China, India, any other country. We have reduced our emissions, but we get no credit for that. And I think Greta definitely should fly over in a jet and apologize to Donald for all of her nonsense. How dare you? How dare you? She's always yelling at conservatives. She's never yelling at the leftist countries who are polluting. No, just at conservatives. It's a disguise. Greta Thunberg hates capitalism, hates conservatives. Her parents do, basically. And so they've kind of ponied her up. They got their daughter going all out. I love what James Carville is saying. So James Carville and Bernard are in a big fight here, and they're yelling at each other. Carville's saying to Bernie, "I'm not a political hack. That's who the F I am. At least I'm not a communist." Oh, so this is great. So James Carville, was a big Bill Clinton guy, consultant for him, and he just thinks that the Democrats are way too far left. Can you imagine Bill Clinton running as a Democrat like this, or even Barry Obama? No. Barry Obama didn't even run on gay marriage. He was against that. Oh no, now you got to be for gay everything, LGBT everything, transvestites, whatever. No, yeah, you got to get, yeah, who was it? Who was the guy? Oh, the Democrat presidential guy who dropped out. I can't remember. He's like Secretary of Housing or something. He wanted like transvestites to get abortion rights. And I mean, whatever. It's just craziness. Absolutely lunacy. And so James Carville's really pointing out how far to the left the Democrat Party has gone, and he knows they are going to lose big. Speaking of winning, Nigel Farage was talking about how he gave a Brexit coin to Donald. This is great. Donald gave him a Keep America Great baseball cap, and Nigel gave him a Brexit coin. This is so awesome how remember Barry Obama was against Brexit, and he was over there wagging his finger at the Brits saying, oh, you better not Brexit. Oh yeah, election interference. Hello, election interference. And but Donald's been very supportive of Nigel Farage and very supportive of Great Britain trying to release the grip of the EU. Oh, and a tiny little note, how many European countries are there? There's 50. And how many are in the European Union? Oh, I think there's like 28 or something like that. Maybe a little bit over half. Many countries over there are not in the EU. So for the United Kingdom to choose not to be a part of the European Union is no big deal. No big deal at all. And a side note, it looks like Ireland, part of the EU, they're really struggling politically, and it looks like a little Bernard Sanders lookalike is getting power over there. The young people are like trying to embrace socialism. Oh, I hope that gets reversed, and I hope they take a look at their neighbors, the United Kingdom, and see how they're moving behind Boris Johnson, with Boris Johnson just in this incredible victory of 80% victory in the UK. That's huge. That's huge for conservatism and for nationalism, which I think is great. We got to embrace our nation states and use that is better than this globalism, like something like the EU and this whole world governance thing. Terrible idea. Oh, can you imagine the United States? Can you imagine us joining something like the EU and giving up all the power and having this other higher political government agency telling us what to do, overruling everything that we do here in the United States? Oh, we would never do that. What a terrible idea. Oh, speaking of terrible ideas, AOC Cortez. Oh, she's got her boyfriend now on camera. Now, this boyfriend works for this company and received $6,000 from her campaign, whatever. But he's this guy, this is white guy with red hair. But Cortez is talking to him about racism. Well, how we're going to deal with racism. And so he says, he goes, she wants to combat racism as a white person. He says, I think it's helpful and important to talk to other white people about racism. And I think a lot of people, they don't want to be racist, he said. He's 30 years old, and Cortez is sitting next to him. They don't think that they are racist, but they also don't know some of the things they believe or say are or can be racist. Their web chat didn't offer much about what the couple defines as racist or gets the, blah, 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 racism. The good news here, there's no action items. I mean, this is just, I think almost all of this stuff is made up. Barry Obama said that racism was way on the decline in America. He said, if I don't get elected president of the United States, it's not because of the color of my skin. That was Barry Obama running for president in 2008. So this is just made up. The Democrats just love to talk about racism. They just think it's wonderful, and it's just some kind of excuse for government intervention, I guess, or reparations. None of this is going to happen. Larry Elder's so great on a PragerU video talking about racism and how it's greatly on the decline. How 89 or 90% of Americans are not even against interracial marriages. I mean, we used to in the 1930s, 99% of Americans thought that was kind of uncomfortable with that. Americans used to be uncomfortable with people with different colored skin moving in next door. Now we don't care. We just don't care. This is just ridiculous. At the hospital I work at, I see no evidence of racism at the hospital. And we've got people from everywhere at the hospital. No one cares. This is just ridiculous. Of course, on a low level, I mean, there are people who are racist. Of course, a few people are. This is not a huge problem in America, and thank goodness it's on the decline. So if you guys haven't seen this video from this UVA student, University of Virginia, and there's this girl in this multicultural center, and she goes, "Hey, public announcement. I'm a person of color. I'm a POC, and there's just too many white people in here. Too many white people, and I just feel uncomfortable. And this is a very big campus, and you guys could basically go somewhere else." And I mean, golly, can you believe this nonsense? What is going on? This is crazy. Oh, it's ridiculous. I want to end on a good note with that about a verse in Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. I love this concept of Adam and Eve, right? And we're all descendants of Adam and Eve. We are all brothers and sisters. And I believe we're all children of God. Heavenly Father is our spirit father. We have a spirit father and mother, and we are children of God. Our spirits come from God. We are part divine. Our bodies come from our earthly parents, but our spirits come from our celestial parents. We are all children of God. We all come from Adam and Eve. We are all related. We are all brothers and sisters in blood and in that respect. And then we are all children of God. Therefore, we're all spirited children of God. We're commanded to love each other. And I love that. I love that thought. I love that idea. We just don't care about the melanin in your skin. It's just so dumb to even talk about it. We need to keep just moving away from that and keeping that thought of we're all children of God. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. Subscribe at iTunes. Go to philkoerper.com or watch the video on YouTube on my channel there and subscribe. You guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.